Good morning, everyone. Brooke here, ready for our 45-minute Pilates routine. We're going to use a little bit of equipment today. I'm going to throw in a softball. If you don't have a softball, grab a cushion or pretty much any sort of ball will do, or a towel rolled up. You can also grab your long resistance band if you have one at home, so make sure you got that to hand. If you don't have either of those things, you'll still get a good workout without the equipment. It just adds a little bit more challenge in some places and helps with the stretch in other places. So we're going to go ahead and start without the equipment, starting standing, coming to the end of your mat, and just having a little look at your feet, making sure your feet are hip width apart and parallel, toes and heels in a line. Start drawing the abdominals in, lifting the glutes of the back of the legs, relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears, and then reach your arms up. With a big breath in, and then breathe out, coming up onto your toes. Just finding your balance. A little turn to the left. Keep the hips facing forward as we twist the shoulders to the left. And then breathe in. Try to grow a little taller as you come back through the center. And then turn the shoulders to the right. Again, the hips staying facing forward. Inhale, come back to the center. Reach your arms out to the side as you lower your heels down to your mat. Drop your chin to your chest, round the spine, start to scoot the belly button up and away as you fold over those legs, just kind of diving forward. Until the hands come as close to the mat as you can get them, or touching the mat. I want you to nod the head yes, and then shake the head no. Good. A little shoulder circle, just kind of rolling the shoulders forward, bending the elbows, and then roll the shoulders back. Bend the knees, scoop the abdominals in, make sure the knees are over the toes, and then roll yourself back up to standing. Just realigning, restacking your spine, one vertebra on top of the other, shoulders and head coming up last. Now we're going to lift your arms straight up in front of you, and then turn the palms as you reach the arms behind you, really opening up the chest until the hands come back to your side. Now rotate the arms, lead with your thumbs, reach the arms behind you, again opening up the rib cage, and then lengthen through the fingertips as the arms come back down to your sides. Once they're down, we drop the chin around the spine and start rolling over those legs one more time. You're going to bend your knees, get your hands down to the mat, and start walking forward, breathing out as you come out into a nice high plank. Slide the shoulders down away from the ears, lift the head, scoop the core in tight, and we just roll the knees forward. Come onto the tips of the toes, tap the knees to the mat. Exhale, lift the knees back up. Inhale, lower the knees down to the mat. Exhale, lift them back up. Turn your hips in line with your shoulders. Just come on to the tips of the toes to drop the knees, and then lift. Stay there for 3 and 2. Keep the head lifted. Last one. Tap the knees. Lift into your high plank. Hold there for a big breath in. And then breathe out. Lift your hips up into a downward dog. Press into your heels. Hold your stretch for another inhale. And then exhale. Walk your hands back to your feet. Bend the knees, round the spine. Articulate. Restacking one vertebra on top of the other. Coming all the way up. Shoulders on top of ribs. Head on top of shoulders. Big breath in. Lift the arms overhead. And then down onto your toes. Now this time I want you to lower your heels down and up. Keep your rib to hip connections and don't flare your ribs with the arms overhead. Stay there for 3, 2, last one. Holding high. Try to stay high on those toes. Reach your arms out to the side. Lower your heels. Lace the fingers behind the back. Lift the arms in the chest and then hinge forward with the arms touching behind your back. Let the arms drop away from your body. Let the chest drop down to the knees and add a little bounce, just a little bit of movement. And then let your fingers go. Let the hands drop back down to the mat. Bend the knees. Walk forward into your plank once again. Breathing out as you come forward. Slide the shoulders down away from the ears. I'm going to point the toe on your left leg. Lift the leg up and down. For 5 and 4. Lengthen through the toe. Foot just comes up to hip height, no higher. 2. Last one, and turn the knee out to the side for 5 and back. 4, 3, 2. Exhale as it stretches back. Last one. Left toe comes down. Point the right. Shoulders down. Tuck the tailbone. Lift the right leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the last one up. Knee out to the side for 5. Stretch it back. 4, 3, 2, and reach. Last one, reach and hold. Right toe down to the mat. Lift your hips all the way up. Press into your heels. Take a deep breath in. And then walk your hands back to your feet one last time. Bend the knees, round the spine, articulate, rolling all the way up. Shoulders and head, up last. Now I want you just to roll your shoulders back, to circle the shoulders 3 times. Circling forward for 3, 2, and 1. And one more time, chin to chest, round the spine, rolling down. We're gonna hold our stretch here, hanging over the legs. And I want you to lift the chest slightly, bend your right knee, keep your left leg straight. Then again, lift the chest, switch the legs. Left knee bent, right leg straight. Little lift as we change. Lift, change the knees. One more time each way, lift and lower. And last one. And then bend both knees, hands flat on the mat, walking forward, breathing out as you come forward. Shoulders directly beneath, hands directly beneath the shoulders. Lift your right leg up, point that toe up to the ceiling, press into your left heel, and then drop the right knee under the body to the left elbow. Let's keep your standing leg long and straight. Inhale to lift the toe high to the ceiling. Exhale, drop the knee under the body, drop the hip. Last one, lift and hold here. Knee to elbow for 3, 2, and 1. Right leg comes down, left toe points up to the ceiling, press into your right heel, left knee to right elbow for 4, and lift, 3, and 2. Last one, again, we hold the knee under the body to the elbow for 3, 2, 1. Back to your plank, lower the knees, and sit back onto your heels. Stretch your arms, rest your head. Good. Change positions and pick up your ball. I'm going to flip over onto our back. And place the ball between your ankles. Now, knees are right above your hips. I want you to point your ribs down towards your hips. A little bit of a gap under your lower back, so we're in a neutral spine. So keep that natural little arch under the lower back. Hip bones and pubic bone are level, so we're not tucking or tilting the pelvis at all. Draw the lower abdominals in, big pelvic floor lift. Imagine drawing your sit bones together, lifting the back passage. And then lift your head and shoulders. Look towards the thighs. Try to stretch your legs up. Squeeze your ball tight. Pump the arms. Breathing in for 4 beats. Then breathing out for 4. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Keep the shoulders high. If you want to advance, drop the legs a little lower. If you want to modify, pull the knees into your chest. Keep the breath. Inhale, strong breath. Exhale. Breathe in. Now look toward the abdominals. Make sure the abdominals aren't bulging up or lifting. You have to be able to maintain that deep abdominal scoop. Working on all the layers of muscles. Your deepest layer of muscles pull in when you contract them. So make sure nothing starts bulging up or you know that you've let those go. So aim for 3 more breaths. Inhaling for 4. 2, 3, 4. Get the legs really active. Squeeze the ball. Lift your kneecaps. Last breath. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4. Good. Drop the shoulders. Pull your knees into your chest. Press your lower back down into the mat. Pass the ball to your hands. Reach the arms all the way behind you. Extend your legs all the way out. Point the toes. Squeeze the legs together. Sink your ribs down. Draw your belly button in. And then lift your hands, lift your head. Start peeling your spine up off the mat. Reach forward. Tap the ball to your toes. Drop your chin to your chest. Inhale, realign your spine. Shoulders down. Exhale, tilt the pelvis, scoop the abdominals. Roll down bone by bone. Inhale, reach the arms behind. And exhale, curl up again. Try to keep the feet stuck down to the floor as you roll up. Inhale again, straight back. Shoulders down, exhale, tilt, scoop around the spine, coming down bone by bone. Last one, inhale to lengthen. Exhale for the abdominals, start to strengthen as you roll up. Stretch forward. Straighten up the back. Have a little bit of movement side to side. We just rock so you can grow a little taller, shoulders down, and then come halfway back and hold. Really draw the belly button in, point the chest, squeeze the legs together. Exhale, lift the arms overhead. Try to get the arms behind your ears. Inhale, lower. So you can go 1 inch lower and then continue to lift and lower. So the lower your upper body is, the closer you are down to the mat, the more challenge this is on the abdominals. If you want to modify it, just sit up a little taller, but still keep that scoop through the belly button. Stay here for 3. And do a little bit of a squeeze on the ball as well. Get the upper body working a little bit. Hold the last one up over the head, and then see if you can lower your spine down with control. If you need to, dropping the hands down in front of you. Big breath in, reaching the ball behind, and then breathing out one last time. Hands, head, spine, heel up. Reach forward, ball to your toes.
straighten up into your straight back and string out the top of the head, shoulders down. We're gonna roll halfway back and pass the ball to your left arm. Stretch the arms a little longer. Inhale back to the center. Pass the ball to the right. Stretch those fingertips. Inhale, center, and twist. Now think about your lower body. Really squeeze the legs together, anchor the legs down to the mat. Each exhale, turning the shoulders, but making sure there's no movement through the pelvis or your feet. So we're isolating the movement to the upper body. Last two, and one. Come back to the starting point again. Squeeze your ball tight, and then round your spine as you roll all the way down to the mat with a big inhale. Wrap your hands around your knees, hug your knees into your chest, add a little bit of movement side to side. Good. And pop the ball away. We're going to hug your right knee into your chest, extend your left leg out long, lift your head, lift your shoulders, draw the belly button in, and switch the legs. Stay here, 8, 7. Now I'm going to cycle from one exercise to the next without taking any little breaks. But if you do find that your neck is starting to strain or your abdominals are really burning, just take a little moment to hug your knees in and drop your head down. Next one, I'm going to pull both knees into your chest, take your hands behind your head, come into a crisscross, opposite elbow, tapping the knee. Stay here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull the knees in, keep the hands behind the head, stretch just your right leg out, keep the left knee to the chest, and then lower the shape of the legs down towards the mat. Exhale, lift them back up. Inhale, lower, shoulders stay high, elbows wide. Exhale, lift just one more time with this right leg lowering down. Lift it up. Pull the right knee into the chest, extend the left leg 3 times, down and up, keeping that left toe button, or sorry, right toe button to the inside of the left knee. Last one, inhale, exhale, pull the knees into the chest, stretch both legs long, turn your toes out, so got a little V between heels, lower your right leg down. Exhale, lift. Now, option to let the head and shoulders come down to the mat. That's one modification if you need it, but if you can, keep those shoulders high. Just stay there for 4 and 3. Exhale with each lift. Last 2, belly button in tight. And 1 down and up, and then come into your recovery, knees into the chest. A little bit of movement side to side. Good. I want you to drop your feet down to the mat with your knees zipped together, hands off the edges of the mat, and drop both knees down to your left. Keep your right shoulder down, up, and then drop both knees down to the right. Left shoulder stays stuck. One more time each way, just loosening up that lower back. Switch. Good. Come back to our starting point. Lift your knees up to tabletop, and then take your hands and cross the sides of the waist. Really pull the sides of the waist together. I want you to kind of wrap around. Let those arms slide across your abdominals until your elbows are down. But you've really pulled everything in tight. So your belly button's pulled in, your ribs are pointing towards your hips. We're neutral, so we have that little gap under the lower back. So we're not imprinting, we're just maintaining a strong neutral spine. Now tap your right toe down to the mat. Keep your hands resting across your abdominals. Take a little sip of breath. Then lower your left toe down to the mat. Lift your right knee up. Lift your left knee up. Now your hands are still resting on the abdominals just to make sure that nothing bulges out or lifts or moves really as you start to move through those legs. So just making sure we keep that corset muscle, your transverse abdominals wrapped tight around your middle, kind of pulling in like a tight corset. Add your pelvic floor lift as well. So lifting the back passage, drawing the sit bones together, lifting the perineum. Lift. And lift. Now we're going to lead with your left foot. Left foot comes down first. Check that your lowest back rib is down on the mat. So we're in our neutral spine, little curve under the lower back. We're not letting the rib cage lift it up at all. Left foot, right foot down, left knee up, right knee up. Now hold here. We're going to lift your head and shoulders up off the mat. Look toward the thighs and then extend both arms and legs. Reach, scoop the belly button. Inhale, tuck the knees to the chest. Exhale, reach. And tuck. 4 more. Pelvis stays level, trying to maintain that neutral. 3. Last 2. And 1. Pull the knees into the chest. Now imprint your lower back down into the mat. Lift the toes up to the ceiling. Hands just along your sides, and we're lower the legs down. Head stays down. Exhale, lift the legs back up. So trying to keep that back flat on the mat as you lower your legs down. Exhale, lift them back up. Now, if you feel like you start to lose the control, then don't drop your legs any lower than that point. So I only want you going as low as you feel that you can maintain this abdominal connection. Now, if you need to modify this, just bend your knees. We're just gonna do 2 more though. Down and up, last one, down. This time, as you lift those toes up to the ceiling, I'm going to press into your hands and then lift your hips up off the mat and try to reach the toes towards the floor behind you. Now lift the toes up to the ceiling. Feel free to take your hands to your lower back. Lower the legs down. Exhale, lift up to the ceiling. Inhale, lower the legs. Exhale, lift. Last one. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. And now we're going to round the spine, roll yourself down, and come back into a balance to finish in your V-sit balance. Hold the backs of the knees, roll your shoulders back, lift your chin, lift your chest, lift those feet up, and then hands along your sides. You're just going to lower down and up. Breathe in and out. Stay here for 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're going to use the hands, wrap around the back of the knees, pull the shoulders back, chest up, chin up, stretch into the toes, lift and lower, extend and bend elbows out to the side. Last 2. Last one, we lift the arms, stretch through the toes, lift your chest, and then lower your feet down to the mat and reach forward, grabbing onto the feet or the ankles, wherever you can reach, and just dropping down over your legs. Good. Okay, changing positions now. Feel free to take a moment to have a sip of water. We're going to come on to our legs. Just focusing on the legs. I'm not going to use any equipment yet. We're just going to drop down to your elbows. Slide your right leg back. Lift your lower back. Press your mat away. Lift your head up and lift that right leg up and down. Breathe out and in. Stay here for 6. So lengthening through the toe, slow movements. Imagine pushing through wet cement. Really resist gravity as that leg comes down to the mat. Last 2. Hold the next one up and bend the knee, point the toe to the ceiling. Pulse up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really press the mat away. Now drop the knee down to the mat. Extend the legs straight back. Bend and then reach that toe to the top of the wall behind you. Bend and extend for 4. Make sure you're not sinking into your left hip. Keep that left elbow, like not leaning into that left side at all. Staying right in the middle of your mat. Hold this last one up. Now I want you to turn your knee out to the side, knee reaching towards the shoulder, and then stretch it back behind you. Little turn out on that toe. Knee out to the side, pinky toe pointing up to the ceiling as the leg goes back. 4 more. Knee to side. Stretch it back. 3. Last 2. Now hold the knee out to the side and then lower the knee down and up. Breathe in and out for 6. Press your mat away, slightly pulling your elbows apart. Scoop the belly button in so the rest of the body stays strong as you work into the leg. Last 2. Last one. I'm going to lift high and hold. Pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. One more set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Try to turn the knee out, turn the toes down. Last one, and then pull slowly, drop the knee down into the mat, and then sit back onto your heels. Stretch your arms, stretch out your lower back. Good. So other sides, coming back to your elbows, press the mat away, lift the lower back, scoop the belly button in, slide your left leg back, belly button buttoned in tight as you lift that left leg up and down. Keep the left leg long and strong. Make sure you're not sinking into your right hip or your right shoulder. Shoulders stay away from the ears, head stays lifted. Stay there for 4. Think slow movements, pushing through wet cement. Last 2. Hold the last one up, bend the knee, point the toe to the ceiling with the ribs up and away, pulse up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now inhale, lower the knee down to the mat, lift that lower back again. Exhale, stretch the leg long. Inhale, bend, extend. Stay there. 6. And reach. 5 and reach. 4. Really lift that leg, squeeze that left glute with each extension. Last one, extend and hold. Now we turn the knee out to the side, knee reaches to the shoulder, then stretch the leg straight back, pinky toe pointing to the ceiling, knee out to the side, stretch it back. Stay there for 6 and reach. Foot stays in line with your hip. Press the elbows away, slightly pull them apart. Last 2, and reach. Hold the last one out. Now lower the knee down to the mat. Exhale, lift it all the way back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Now make sure you don't lean into your right side to get that left leg up. Stay right through the middle of your mat. 4 more. And 3. Last 2. Hold it up, pulse it up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. One more set. Again, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees back together, sit back onto your heels, stretch your arms, rest your head. Good. Drag your hands back, sitting back onto your heels, rounding your spine, then lace the fingers behind your back, lift the arms, arch your back, look up to the ceiling. Then lace the fingers in front, round the shoulders, scoop the core. And then lengthen through those arms, palms of your hands reaching up to the ceiling, and a little lean to the left. And the lean to the right. Good. Okay, so change positions. Coming back onto your back. All the way down. Now I'm going to pick up your resistance band and fold it in half. Hold it directly above your shoulders and make sure your feet are in line with your hips. So your heels are pulling in close to your hips. So the feet below the knees. We're going to imprint the lower back down into the mat. Lift the pelvic floor. Scoop the belly button in tight. Inhale into the sides of the rib cage. And then exhale, lift the hips up. Lift the lower back, just peeling the spine one vertebra at a time all the way up into a nice high bridge. Now from there, we think about the waist. Just imagine you're trying to lift your waistband by engaging the muscles of the core. And then put your weight into your left foot so we can lift the right leg up to the ceiling. Flex your foot, stretch your band as you lower the arms, lower the leg. Exhale, point the toe back up to the ceiling. Inhale, lower the arms, lower the leg. Exhale, lift. So just a little bit of a stretch on that band, just pulling those arms apart as you lower the arms down towards the floor. Exhale, lift. Look down at the pelvis. The pelvis should be parallel to the floor. So make sure your pelvis isn't tilted or that right hip isn't dropping down. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Last one. Lift and hold. Lift everything a little higher and then drop the right foot down to the mat. Pull the knees slightly together. Lift the hips. Send your left leg up. Flex the foot. Inhale, lower the arms, lower the leg. Exhale, point the toe, lift back up. Inhale and exhale. Make sure the right knee, your supporting leg, stays in line with your hip, that knee doesn't roll out towards the edge of your mat. Everything stays perfectly aligned as we add the movements of the arms and legs. Last 2, and lift. 1, and lift. Now drop that left foot down to the mat once you finish that last set, and just stretch your band. Pull your elbows down to the floor, lift the arms up. The hips stay high in your shoulder bridge. Bend the elbows, stretch and band for 6, and 5. Bend, extend, 4, 3, narrow waist, hips high, last 2, and 1, and then reach those arms all the way behind you, back to the hands touching the floor, lift the hips a touch higher, and melt your spine down, rib cage down first, middle back second, really tilt the pelvis, get through every joint of your lower back before the hip bones and tailbone come down, and then take the band over your hips, just kind of slide your arms to the very ends of the band, and then lift the hips up, squeeze the glutes, inhale, lower. So just adjust the tension, whatever feels about right. So it shouldn't be too loose, shouldn't be too tight. Stay there for 6, and 5, 4, 3, last 2, and hold the last one up. 8, little squeeze at the top. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the hips, pop the band to the side, and pick up your ball. So now we're going to have the ball between your hands, right over the shoulders, and we're going to be squeezing that ball. So before we were working the shoulders by pulling the band, now we're working the chest by squeezing the ball. Come on to tiptoes with your feet, heels high. Walk your toes in close to your hips. Imprint your lower back down into the mat. Draw your belly button and start peeling the spine up off the mat. Back up into our shoulder bridge. Pull the knees, narrow the waist. Lift the right toe up to the ceiling. Stretch that toe. Add a little rotation, little turn out, small circles. 8, 7, squeeze your ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift a little higher. Check your shoulders are away from the ears. Reverse your circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Again, add your little turn out, maybe exaggerate a little bit, and then lower the arms, lower the leg, keep the toe pointing. Exhale, lift back up. Inhale, lower the arms, lower the leg. Exhale, lift. Stay here for 4. Squeeze that ball. 3, keeping the hips high, keeping the pelvis level. Last 2. And lift. 1 more. Up and hold. Now lower that right toe down to the mat. Lift the hips a little higher. Check your shoulders are away from the ears. And then send your left toe up to the ceiling. Add a little turn out, small circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Only thing moving is that left leg. Hold the last one. Lift everything a little higher. Check the shoulders. Reverse. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and freeze. Rotate the leg outward. Lower the leg down just past the right knee. Exhale. Lift it back up. Arms going down as well. Squeeze the ball. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Stay there for 4. And 3. So lengthening through the limbs. Hips stay high. Imagine a sling under the pelvis to keep it up. Last 2. And hold the last one up. Take that left toe down to the mat. Zip the core a little tighter. And 1 more set. Just lowering the hips. Squeeze, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze, both squeeze glutes. Stay there for 6. And 5. Last 4. 3, 2. We're going to hold the last one up. Little pulses, squeezes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathe in. Ball reaches behind you. Melt your spine down. Rib cage down first. Middle back second. 1 vertebra at a time to the lower back. Hip bones and tailbone last. And then hug your knees into your chest with your ball. Just circle your feet around. Good. Okay, pop the ball to the side, hands behind the knees, chin to chest. We're gonna roll up to sitting and pick up your band. So still with your band folded in 2, we're gonna have your hands shoulder width apart, shoulders down away from the knees. Now I want you to start with a nice long straight back, just reaching through the top of the head. Check that your feet, knees, and hips are all in a line. Tilt the pelvis, gather the belly button in, round your spine, and come back into your C curve with the band right above your knees. Now pull the band as you lower. Inhale, lift, relax the band. Exhale, stretch the band as you lower. Inhale, lift. Stay here for 6 and 5. Last 4, 3, 2. I want you to hold the last one, and now I want you to actually lift your toes up, so you're just balancing on your heels. Exhale, lift the arms overhead. Inhale, lower them back down. Try to keep those heels heavy on the mat. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 2 more. And down. Last one. We're going to lift and hold up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come back to the knees and straighten up the back. Inhale. Now exhale, tilt the pelvis, scoop the belly back into our C curve. Turn to your left. We're going to lift those toes up again. Shoulders away from the ears. Down an inch, up an inch. Make sure your knees stay in line with the hip. Don't let the knees are naked. I want to tend to pull together. Try to resist that. Stay there. 4, 3, 2. Hold the last one. Breathe out. Lift the arms overhead. Inhale, lower them down. Keep stretching that band. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Last 2. And hold the last one up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands back to the knees and relax your spine. Just lifting, reversing the curve of the spine. Straighten up. And then tilt the pelvis, scoop the belly around the spine, roll back into your C curve. Now turn to the right. Now this time I want you to come onto your tiptoes. Try to lift your heels up. Go down an inch, up an inch. Tuck and lift. Turn to that right corner for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold the last one. Draw the belly button tight, rib to hip connection. Exhale, lift the arms overhead. Inhale, lower them down. Shoulders facing that right corner of the room. Last 2. And down. Hold the last one up. Stay there for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come back to the knees and we stretch everything out. Good. Now just take the soles of your feet together, open your knees out to the side, and now I'm going to drop your bend, just roll kind of rounded spine, folding over your legs. And then sit up. Take your elbows to the knees and just try to push those elbows down. Push the knees down. And sit up tall, pull your heels in towards your hips, straighten up your back. Good. Knees come back together. Now we're going to come up to standing, and I'm going to try to use our rolling to help you come up without using your hands. We're going to do 3 rolls back, rolling back like a ball, and on the last one, we're going to cross our feet and try to power up into a stand. So hands come behind the knees, starting in your balance, scoop the belly around the spine, roll back to your shoulders, up to your balance, and again to the shoulders, to the balance. Last one, we roll back. As we roll up, we cross the feet and try to power yourself gracefully to standing. Good, and make sure you grab some water. Good, now standing at the end of your mat, feet hip width apart, feet parallel, lengthening through the top of the head, drawing in, ribs to hips. Big step forward with your right foot. Lift that back heel up and drop the back knee down toward like to a 90-degree bend. You're going to pull that knee slightly forward. Breathe in, straighten up the legs, breathe out, bend the knees. Shoulders back, nice open collarbone, rib to hip connection, tailbone dropping down towards the floor. Weight stays on the front foot. 4 more. Imagine bouncing a book on top of your head. 3. Last 2. Hold the next one down, pulse it low. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you're going to come into a balance, balancing on that right leg, that front leg. Lift your back leg up. Hold your hands along your sides. Breathe in, come back into your balance, into your lunge, Lift up into your balance, chest low, back foot high. Hold. Inhale into your lunge. Exhale, try to get the standing leg straight as you drop the chest, find a focal point on the floor, narrow the waist. Inhale to your lunge. Last one, chest low, back leg high, hands along your sides, straighten up your standing leg, and then drop the back foot down to the mat. Come back into a nice straight back, drop the back knee, and peel the front heel up. Stretch the legs, bend the knees. Think straight out of the top of the head, lifting you and lowering you so everything's in alignment, ears, shoulders, ribs, hips. 4 more, and 3, last 2, and we're going to stay down, hold pulse low. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now freeze there, drop your front heel, and now I want you to turn so you're facing one side, and we're in like a sumo squat, knees out to the side, rib to hip connection. We're going to go down and up, breathe in and out. Stay here for 4. Try to get the thighs down to parallel with the floor. Last 2. Hold it low. Pulse down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now lift your right heel. Switch to the left. Lift and lower. Right heel up. Left heel up. For 6, 5. Think ribs to hip. Tailbone to the floor. Shoulders relaxed. Last 2. And 1. Now drop both heels down. We're going to turn 90 degrees, rib to hip, bend the back knee, and extend. So we've switched sides now. Your left foot is in front. Stay here. 6, 5. Make sure you're facing the opposite direction from the first set that we did. 3, 2. Hold it low. Pulse down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now into your balance. It's going to be a little harder because the body's starting to fatigue. Inhale back to your lunge. Exhale, back leg comes up, chest low, hands along your sides. Inhale to lunge. 2 more. Lift, hold, straighten up that front leg. They tend to get a little easier once you get the movement down. Holding your last one for 4, 3, 2, 1. Back into your lunge, lift the chest, get your rib to hip connection, tuck your tailbone, peel the front heel high, and then stretch the legs and bend. Last set, lift and lower. For 6, a little exhale with each lunge. Last 3, 2. We're gonna hold the last one down. Finish with the 8 pulses down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the heel. Again, turn to the side, but straighten out the legs and just hinge yourself forward. Folding over the legs. Everything hang down, nod the head. Shake it side to side. And then turn your toes out, bend your knees, and roll yourself up like a rag doll. Good. Slide one hand down the side of the leg, and the other arm is up to the ceiling. Change sides. Good. Okay. Down to your mat once again. Coming down onto your front. Yeah. So first we're just going to do a little stretch. I want you to pull your right foot in. Right hand holds that leg. Just pull that heel into the seat and try to lift your knee just up off the mat. Don't force it. If you have any knee issues or if it doesn't feel good, switch the legs. Left foot, left hand on the left foot. Try to lift that knee up. Make sure it stays in line with your hip. Pull your heel in. And then extend the leg back out. Stack your hands. Roll your heels together. So I want heels touching, inner thighs touching, toes turned down. So your legs are like a mermaid tail. Forehead resting on the back of your hands. Zip your belly button up away from the mat. Tilt the pelvis slightly. So your tailbone is kind of reaching to the back wall. And then lift your chest, lift your legs. Inhale, lower. Try to lengthen from the tips, the crown of the head to the tips of your toes. Stay here for 4. Keep the belly button pulled into the spine. 3, 2. Hold the last one up. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the inner thighs, and then lower everything back down to the mat. Step your feet out to the corners of your mat. Extend your arms out to the corners of the mat. Draw the belly button in, and then lift the right arm and your left leg. Keep your chest high. Switch the arms and legs. Left arm, right leg. Switch there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lower everything back down to the mat. Exhale, scoop the belly button up and away and lift all 4 limbs up into a Superman pose. Stretch, lengthen through the fingers and the toes. Add a quick flutter for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Freeze and hold. Lift a little higher, stretch a little longer. One more set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower everything down. Take your hands under your shoulders. Sit back onto your heels with your toes together. Knees apart, sink the ribs down between your knees. Good. Then hinge yourself forward, toes touching behind your back. Drop the hips, but round out your lower back. So zip the belly button up and away. Angle your fingertips in towards each other. Lower your chest. Keep your head lifted. Look off the end of the mat. Inhale over the chest. And exhale, press the mat away. Shoulders away from the ears. Stay there for 6, 5. Big exhale with each extension. Head, shoulders, and hips coming down in one line. Last 2, 1. Come up and hold. Check the shoulders are away from the ears. Tilt the pelvis. Scoop the belly. Come halfway down and hold. A little lower. Hold. As low as you can. Holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten up the arms. Again, check the shoulders are down. Come halfway down and hold. 1 inch lower and hold. As low as you can for 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten up. Last set. Start long and strong. Down and hold. A little lower and hold. And then as low as you can. Holding for 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten up the arms. Sit back onto your heels. Stretch your arms out. Take your right hand to the right edge of your mat. Stack your left hand on top of it. Lengthen through those fingertips as you sit back into your left heel. Then take your left hand to the left edge of the mat. Stack the right hand on top. Sit back into your right heel as you stretch through those fingertips. Back. I'm going to flip over and work the backs of our arms quickly to finish, and then we stretch and we're done. So fingertips pointing in towards your hips. Knees are hip width apart. Bend your elbows. Wrap them in towards each other. Extend the arms. Bend and extend. Stay here 4, 3. Get that little zip up the back of the arm with each extension. Hold this one. Now lift your hip size. Zip the core in tight. Bend and extend for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Now lift the right knee up, then extend for 4, 3, 2, hold. Tap the toe down, up, bend the elbows down, up, toe goes down, up, elbows, foot, elbows, last one, leg down and up, elbows down and up. Drop the right foot, lift the hips a little higher, and send your left leg up 4 times, down and up, 4, 3, finish strong, 2, hold, tap the toe down and up, elbows bend, extend, leg down, up, bend, extend, last 2, down and up, 1 more, down and up, foot down to the mat. Lift the hips high and then just swing your hips through your hands. Lift the arms up overhead, thumbs reaching to the wall behind you, and then bend your right elbow. Take your left hand, slide it up your back. Try to connect the fingertips together. Then change, pull your left elbow in with that right hand, chin up, and then take your right hand, slide it up your back. Little wriggle to get a little bit more connection between the fingertips. Relax. Good. Okay. Come all the way down onto your back. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Wrap your hands around the back of your left thigh. Really sink your shoulders down into the mat. Pull your knees into your chest. Try to tilt the pelvis forward slightly. Try to come into that neutral spine. So a little bit of a gap under your lower back. The rib cage down. And if you can reach the top of that knee, go ahead and just kind of slide those fingers over to the top of your left knee as you pull that knee in and ease the right knee away. A little movement to the right and left. And then switch legs. So left ankle over the right knee, hands come back around the right thigh. Open up the shoulders. Try to find that neutral spine, depending on your flexibility. Breathing out. Just try to sink your head and your shoulders down into the mat. Keep the rib cage down, but tilt the pelvis forward slightly. Again, option to take the hands to the top of the right knee. Big exhale. Good. Uncross the legs, find your band. If you want a stronger stretch, fold your band in 2 and wrap it around the foot. Otherwise, just keep it single, depending on your flexibility. Just to ease the knee out as you pull that leg in. And now add some small circles both ways. Guide the leg out to the side, towards the floor. Pull that foot up towards the shoulder. Keep the left hip anchored down to the mat. And then cross the leg over the body. Keep the right hip down. Bend your knee and then straighten the leg back out. Pull that band, really flexing the foot. Turn the toes in slightly. And again, just a little bit of a pull on the band. Come back to the center and switch your left foot into the band. Right leg extends, shoulders down. Try to ease the knee away as you pull the foot in. And maybe adding some little movements, little circles. Ride the leg out to the side for your inner thigh stretch. Keep the right hip down as that leg goes out to the left. Maybe extend your arm out to the right corner of the room. And switch, hands on the band. Keep your left hip down, bend the knee, and then straighten the leg back out. Flex the foot, pull that band. Big exhale. Good. Come back to the center. Both feet go into your band. Lift your head up, and we're going to roll forward. Let the feet come down to the mat. Fold down over your legs. And then remove the band. Flip over to all fours. I'm going to take your right hand and thread it through your body. Keep sliding all the way through. Hips stay above your knees. Left arm goes up to the ceiling. Inhale, lengthen through the fingertips. And then exhale, take that top hand down to the mat. Bottom arm reverses the twist of the spine. So the fingertips are up to the ceiling. And then down. Then left arm comes through the body. Keep sliding it all the way across. Head and shoulders down on the mat. Hips above the knees. Right arm up to the ceiling. Inhale to hold. And then exhale, take that right hand down to the mat. Left hand comes back through, reversing the twist, open the chest. And then back to all fours. I'm gonna tuck the toes under. I'm gonna hover your knees up off the mat. Scoop the belly button in, big pelvic floor. Lift shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale, lower the knees back down. And then exhale one last time. Just hovering the knees up, drawing the belly button in, and then lift the knees all the way up. Press into your heels. Pedal through the feet. Right heel up, left heel, right and left. And then both heels go down. Walk your hands back to your feet. Hang over your legs, let everything relax through the upper body. Nod the head, shake the head side to side. Soften your knees, scoop the belly button up and away, and start rebuilding your spine. Just restacking one vertebra on top of the other. Shoulders and head coming up last. Big breath in, let the arms up overhead. And then breathe out. Up into your balance. Squeeze the glutes, narrow the waist, stretch. And then hands behind the back for one big open chest. Shake everything out. And you're all set for your day. Well done. Good start to the week. Hope you enjoyed that. We're back again tomorrow morning. So we'll see you then. Bye.